We're going to talk about fermenting today. Fermented February is going on again. Our friend Anna at the Fermented Homestead invited us along. This is the third year that we're doing this, or that at least we are participating in this. And what I really like about it is that there's a lot of different recipes shared from a lot of different people that have been doing fermenting for years, and then some who have just started experimenting with it. So the month really is about sharing fermenting videos, sharing recipes, sharing ideas, and learning from each other. This year, we're participating again with 2 videos this month, and one of them I thought is going to be very simple about fermenting rutabaga and some root vegetables in our kitchen for us, because I really love fermenting those. The taste is amazing, and I typically have them for myself. Nobody else is stealing them from me. So I'll show you how I do that and how I prepare that and have that in the fridge for the rest of the year to consume for me. And the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to show you how to prepare pine needle soda. It's absolutely delicious. It's super simple to make, and I'm going to split that up over 2 different videos for you, so you're going to see both of them. And the pine needle soda is going to be later in the month. So in this video, we're going to talk about rutabaga and root vegetables and the fermenting style that we're going to use for that. And I hope you'll follow along, try it out. And I'm looking forward to hearing back from you on your recipes, on how you tried out new things this month, and what you really liked about it. I have my winter garden going right now, and I have a bunch of roots in the dirt that are growing nicely. That's one of the nice things about living in Florida, is we can grow all year long, and some things will only grow during the winter here because not a lot of stuff can take Florida heat and humidity. So we've got carrots and rutabaga going strong right now. We're going to harvest a bunch, and we are going to make delicious fermented food out of it. Once they're harvested, I'm just cleaning them up and shredding them, because we want to use the liquid that we can draw out of the vegetable as part of the brine that we're going to use for the fermentation. So the process we're doing is very much like what we would do to make sauerkraut. We're going to shred it up, we're going to add some salt and massage it really well, and then we're going to add some brine to it, basically water and salt. And I also like to add some seasonings to my ferments. In this case, I use some peppercorn, and I use a little bit of garlic and some fennel to add a little bit of flavor to these root vegetables. And then we're going to pack it and let nature do its thing. So these kind of taste like a radish, but they don't have the spice of the radish. So the taste is about the same, but there's no spice there. So if you don't like the spice of the radish, this is your root to grow. The only thing I invested in when I started fermenting is fermenting lids. I am not always at home to be able to burp jars, so fermenting lids are a nice and easy way for the ferments to do their thing without me having to supervise too closely. So it works out really well for me. If I can make one recommendation on investment, fermentation lids is where it's at. And now we massage the salt in, which will release the juice and make a nice brine. And then, oh, look at that. We're gonna shred this up a little bit more. And with that, we'll be able to fill it into fermenting jars, but I'm just gonna use this crock right now to get it all nice and done. And then we can get it into fermenting jars and let it do its magic. And now look at this, it's already juicing up. See this? Already perfect. Fermentation has been around for a very long time. Our ancestors used it to make foods more shelf stable and increase the amount of time that they could keep food on their shelves when it was not available fresh. In addition, it has a lot of health benefits. One of the most common types of fermentation is lactic acid fermentation, which is basically what you're going to be using to make sauerkraut and other sour vegetables. And the simple tools that you're going to need is literally jars, fermentation lids, just because they make your life easier, as well as obviously the vegetables that you're going to use, and water and salt. Lactic acid fermentation increases the bioavailability of nutrients, making them easier for our bodies to absorb. Plus, it also introduces probiotics, promoting a healthy gut microbiome. And we all want our guts to be healthy.
All the air is removed. We've got our weight in here, so all we gotta do now, put our fermenting lid on top of it, and it's got that little valve right here to release any air as it oxidizes in there. So we don't even have to burp it. And this is what happens when we have an active ferment and we have too much in the glass. Same applies here. You see it keeps fermenting, keeps bubbling, and we keep on seeing some discharge up here. And it's going to go like this for at least another week or so. I usually start with a 2-week ferment, and from there the basic work is done, and we can continue to slowly ferment after that. The thing that's nice about these fermenting lids, and they come in different shapes and forms, but you have this little silicone valve right here which does not let air in, but it lets air escape, so you don't have an explosion problem on your hands later on. You can just screw it on, the air escapes, or the CO2 escapes as it needs to, and you don't have to worry about air coming in. So it's a really great and easy tool for fermenting.
It's time for our taste test. And look, it's still, see that? It's still bubbling, it's still fermenting. And so it's been sitting on the counter and fermenting away. Now it's been 3 weeks now, so I've waited a little bit longer just because I like my ferments pretty sour. You can leave it on the counter and it keeps on souring up, it keeps on fermenting. Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm excited. But you can also now move it into the fridge where the fermentation will slow down, and it'll keep in the fridge for minimum 6 months. Honestly, I still got ferments from last year, from 18 months ago, that I'm still eating on, because with some of these vegetables, the rest of the family does not appreciate how amazing they are. I do though, so I love them. And now, oh, it smells so good. I think the only thing that I would do different next time, this is so good, is instead of shredding it, because it's kind of, I'm not sure if I like the consistency. I like the taste of it, but I think next time I'll probably leave it in bigger chunks so that I have more of a bite to it. This is good. This is gonna be so great with a burger or with any kind of fatty foods. I'm excited. So here we go. Sauerrüben, fermented rutabaga and carrots. Amazing. And it's gonna last me for a while.